Untitled Chapter.
Dick, by the way. The like thing I can say. Oh my god.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Indigo Oxide here. Today, as you can see from the title above, this is called the Girl Voice Tutorial. And I got a friend with me here, as you heard prior before I said hello.
Yo, what up?
Oh my god, I can do the girl voice too, but not gonna and the girl like, oh my god.
Okay, anyway, so basically in this video, I'm going to be trying to show you guys effectively, under my instruction, how to efficiently talk like a girl. I can't even keep a straight face doing this. Anyway, so this lesson is a 5-stepper. So the first thing we're going to cover is basically some precautions. Okay, number one, this is obviously not something easy to do. You're basically going to be altering your voice to somebody completely different. The final form should be like there's a second person in the room with you. On top of that, you cannot hold your Adam's apple upward. I have seen previous videos of girl tutorials where they hold their Adam's apple up in unnatural ways that is not meant to be like that, and I kid you not, you're going to injure your throat doing that otherwise, because, you want to know what happens if I try to sound like a girl holding my Adam's apple up? Hey, Inatsu, you want to know what happens if I hold my voice up, trying to talk like a chick, as these people display in tutorials? This is what this sounds like.
This is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound anything like it.
That's literally what comes out.
I'm holding my hands up upward. It doesn't work.
Okay, and check this out. So, in order to get these exercises going, I will highly recommend you get yourself water. And for people that know how to do the girl voice somewhat, I still recommend you get water because doing it properly does require a bit of vocal strength, and it may get your throat all scratchy and rough. Now, as I mentioned before, in many other cases, practice makes perfect. Makes perfect, and it's all about vocal strength. And there's a theory that I may have figured out that the deeper your voice is, the easier it may be to talk like a female. It may not make sense, but I'll try to explain as I go. Yeah, I actually, yeah. I seriously think, seriously now too. I think the deeper your voice goes, the easier it is. It's something about the thicker trachea allows you to have more durability of your throat.
That's weird.
I know. Because
I never would have expected that.
Yeah, everybody's voice is different, you know, I'm trying to figure out, because, I mean, have you ever seen how many squeakers online try to talk like, you know, like a female? You can tell it's just a kid. Yeah. See, when you're deeper, you can go higher, but in most cases, higher cannot go deeper.
I can go higher. I don't know what that is, but I've always been able to go higher, which is weird. Okay.
And so one of the other things you want to keep in mind, guys, as a precaution, that females are, at an anatomical level, smaller than guys. That's just how it's been from the dawn of time. Females are naturally built lighter and smaller and better. Now, that all depends on the eye of the viewer, but okay. Anyway, so women are smaller built, which means smaller head, smaller mouth, smaller throat, smaller everything. Okay, that's just how it is in comparison to the ratio of a guy. That's how it's always been.
I can't say that. Never mind.
And now the psychology of how women speak. The psychology of how women speak is kind of like... Okay, so here's the problem. When people want to talk like a female, they set the audio bar of how high they think a chick voice should be, but the problem is, most cases, they set the bar too high, so they can't elevate. They are stuck in a monotone because they didn't find a medium.
You see, me personally, when I start talking a female, I can raise my voice up if I want to, or even drop it lower.
And so that's basically how that works.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, I know, right? Seriously, Natsu, it's still convincing you. You know I'm a freaking dude, but... You know I'm a dude. Oh, yeah, I can just do this all day long. If I had a superpower, I'd browse other dudes online.
Wait a second, I already have that. Okay. Now, so basically, to a psychological level, you need to find a medium so you can fluctuate high and low. Because if you go too low, you sound like a dude, and if you sound too high, you basically, people can tell you're trying your hardest to sound like a female. Yeah, definitely, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And let's see here. Yeah, and so, so basically, physical attributes, smaller mouth structure, smaller body in general.
Medium.
Yes, it's a medium voice you're trying to go for. And voice elevates with expression naturally. Women apparently speak higher the more excited or expression they have. The funny part is, apparently us guys talk lower when we get excited, which doesn't make sense. I don't do that.
I don't do that either.
And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
I seriously like that.
Yeah.
I would love to play Illust Girls with you.
I'll just tell you. I'm close friends with him, and he does that a lot, guys. Trust me.
Okay. See, voice elevates with expression naturally. And, okay, here's the other thing too. When you want to learn how to talk like a female, method acting does play quite a bit of a role. You have to kind of trick your mind into believing you are a female. Basically, release your inner bimbo, I could say.
Inner bimbo.
Yeah.
Just release it. Release it to the world. Let them spirit it out.
Okay. Okay, set your voice not too low, because that would be manly. Set the voice not too high, because that just sounds unnatural. And, okay, set the voice at your medium. So here's the funny part. If you're going to set your bar high and you want to sound monotone, the only reason you could ever use that is for Siri, unless you're going to be like,
Thank you for contacting Microsoft support. To talk to a representative, please press 1.
that's basically what you'd be hearing. That's what you'd be hearing, in order to be monotone.
Welcome to Burger King. How can I take your order?
Oh, man. I've actually rolled up in the drive-thrus that way.
That'd be fucking great.
I just like, he's like, welcome to Wendy's, I'm gonna take your order. I was like,
Okay, so can I get a number 7 and 6-piece chicken nugget, regular no sauce?
You pull around,
And that would be it.
God, you're a dude.
and you just, yeah, I basically pull a Gabriel Iglesias. Okay, so, getting off track here. Okay, so there's a medium. Opposable theory that a girl voice is easier to have with a deeper voice, but monotone is only good for a series, what I say. So, samples of a female voice is like US, British, Australian, Russian, French, and a few of the other ones I have.
Secondaire voto, s'il vous plaît. C'est Mexico French.
And I also got like US.
This is my US voice. This is my standard, really.
But anyway, I got this too. Yeah, I got that. So, that's the standard.
So, Natsu, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
baby, I'm doing just fine. Like, oh my god.
That sounds way too artificial, Natsu. That sounds way too artificial.
I don't practice it like he does.
I only practice it because people keep using me as their, like, e-horse sex slave on here.
The evil inspectors.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Just to fuck with their friends.
Whatever, yeah. And then you got, like, Australian.
I do my voice. And
You
my
go
voice
Australian,
fucking
or you
beats
supposed to
the
go
other
British. It doesn't matter. It's good to be my Russian.
This is whatever, I do all stuff like that. Sample voices all the time.
Whatever you choose.
Try to fluctuate it. Yeah, whatever you choose, you know, choose your poison in a female voice, right? Anyway, so here's the main steps now. We're getting straight into the main points here, okay. So the first step, like, obviously you can't see this Natsu, but the people on the camera can see me, so. So basically the one part is getting full control of your Adam's apple. You should be able to move it up and down like a frog in the middle of the night. How they can move their, like you know, necks up and down. You want to do that with, like, a frog.
It's kind of like singing almost. You know, you don't want to get. You want to get from like more like the diaphragm than you do the throat.
Yeah, so basically what they saw
You know,
here,
like-
they saw me fluctuating my Adam's apple, so if you were to go back and look at this in the video, Natsu, you'll be able to see I have full control over my Adam's apple. Like, it's like an exercise, like a muscular vocal exercise I can use to strengthen my voice. So it's basically going like... Well, obviously you can't hear that because I'm doing it silently and I'm moving my throat, so... Okay, so that's the first piece.
Yeah.
So the anchor point should be the throat. You should be willingly be able to move up. You should be able to want to shoot your Adam's apple all the way up into your brain and up into your skull, you know what I mean? Like all the way to the back of your throat. That's one of the pieces you want to
It's
keep in
kind of like
mind.
you're swallowing.
Yeah, so think of it like swallowing. Try to note how you swallow and try to hold your Adam's apple in the closed swallowing position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and so with the close swallowing position, you want to try to have it high up. So you see my Adam's apple, it goes down, and then it's going to go up. So basically when it goes up, that's the first step I'm going to mention.
This one I'm calling is the anchor points. It's my medium voice. It's not too high or too low. It's not too high
happy medium.
or too low. It's just my medium, so I can go higher or lower.
See, that's how that works. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the second piece, when you finally get the anchor point in, this is where the tricky part comes in. You need to be able to hold that anchor point to keep that tone, but also fluctuate your throat, as I mentioned. You need to be able to hold that voice while fluctuating your Adam's apple to get the higher and lower expressions. Because in order to speak higher in a female voice, you need to push more air out of you and tighten your throat, and also tighten your abs. That actually helps. It forces the air out to compensate for the fact you're closing your air passage. So that's one of the main things. So the anchor point fluctuation is basically holding it. So I'll make an example. I'll make a visual example for you guys and an audio example for Natsu here. So what you're doing is that...
This is my medium, so if I go he,
that sounds weird, I know. It's basically
really inappropriate.
It's like A-E-I-O-U.
okay. So basically, fluctuating my throat as I do
It's really
this.
hard to do.
So sometimes if you have a strong enough vocal cord, you don't even need to fluctuate your Adam's apple at all. You can only use your lung power and your tightening of your throat just to make it happen. You don't even have to use your Adam's apple at that certain point.
Yep.
So one of the things that supports talking like a female is to be able to elevate the base of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, like where the soft part and the hard part of your roof of your mouth meets. That's where it is. Like, if you take a tip of your tongue, touch the roof of your mouth, that's solid. Move it farther back, that's the soft part. Take the base of your tongue, not the tip of the tongue, base of the tongue, and elevate it up, and that actually simulates a illusion of a smaller person talking, which you're trying to do. That's basically what you want to try to do.
The fuck?
Okay,
How do you
yeah.
know all this shit? You take like 16 anatomy classes or something.
I actually have taken anatomy, but yeah, it's knowledge. Knowledge is what I'm most proud of. These books. Okay.
Knowledge.
Okay.
I
So
in my garage.
yeah.
My martini.
Okay. And then check us out. So we got the third level here is the anchored expression. Yeah, so you had the fluctuation point, but now the anchored expression is basically what I just mentioned. It's the air power you can push out, and it's the tightness of your throat you're able to do, and it's also the ability to fluctuate your Adam's apple. All those combined allow you...
Basically, to speak in any way you want to. So, basically, Natsu, ask me a question. Anything. You can ask me anything.
I can't literally ask you anything?
Well, you can't really ask
But
me
I can
anything,
ask
but
you
none...
stuff.
Yes, exactly. Ask me about stuff.
Yeah, stuff. So,
For example, like, what's
how
my
was
favorite
your
color?
day? Or color, or...
My
okay,
favorite color is
how many times do you
pink.
go to the gym a day?
Actually, here's the funny thing. I actually don't go to a gym, and I don't have gym equipment at home either. I just straight up just calisthenics on my freaking floor. That's all I do.
That's all I do. When I get ripped, I do yoga and calisthenics. That's all I do. Imagine how funny this would be. So keep in mind,
Is that
so
why that
there's
video
3
of you
different
where You're
levels.
just doing a handstand for 3 seconds, like, I don't know how this happens, but why?
Yeah, so basically, I know the yoga video on my channels. So anyways, guys, so
Yeah.
check this out. So there's 3 different levels of the chick voice. So when I said do it like the low one, the mid, and the high, check this out. From the low point, the being easiest, and the high point's actually going to be the hardest. For example, it's actually far easy for me to talk very seductive in this voice, because that's how it naturally is and how it's going to sound to any dude online. Because if I just say to Natsu, if we just met in like a Call of Duty match, I'd be like this.
Hey, Daddy, how are you?
Something like that.
But like, hey baby.
I
how's
just
it
want to
going?
ride you a little.
So that's it.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Check this out. So that would be so check this out. So basically the lowest would be the most seductive, but mid is neutral and high is actually almost bimbo like in my opinion. I don't know. But check this out. So if I say 3 different levels. 3 different levels I can speak in a female voice. I'll say it to Natsu in 3 different ways. So I'll be like,
Hey, Natsu, how are you?
and then I'll be like,
Hey, Natsu, how are you?
and then I'll be like excited, right, from the expression.
Oh, hey, Natsu, how are you?
So I can do all 3. So the highest one is actually the hardest. That's the hardest one to do.
Oh
Trust me.
yeah, by far.
Yeah, so I leveled those from
You
easy
have
to
to keep
difficult.
that. You have to keep that tone of voice, and you also have to have a higher pitch too.
Yeah, and now
That's
those are
one
the
of the
3.
hardest things to try to keep control of.
Yeah, you gotta try to control it. So the first level was the anchor point. As I mentioned, you fixate your Adam's apple to one point, then you can fluctuate it to try to get the tone you're looking for to find your medium. And then you gotta use all those elements I previously explained to try to find a way to express yourself and bring life into your female character. Release your inner bimbo, I say. Do this, okay? Okay, Natsu, and then people that are watching this, by learning how to talk like a female, trust me, you're not violating or losing any part of your manly dignity, okay? If anything, it makes you more manly.
Nope.
If anything, it makes you more manly.
Every day.
Every day. He's like, I'm so strong, I can
Turn my freaking voice into a girl.
I know, right? Check us out.
He's better, bro. He's better than me.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so check this out. So basically now the 4th and final stage, this is actually more of an optional thing. Once you get the expression down, yes, you pretty much nailed it all, but now to get the final expression that is completely optional in my opinion, I call it the giggle. You know, I realize every time I'm talking a little bit, I have like a vein protruding out of my forehead. I don't even know where that's coming from, but...
Oh yeah.
Okay, check us out, hold on.
Oh God. What...
Okay, so now the fourth and final stage. So level 1 was anchor point being easy, then anchor point fluctuation gets harder, and then and once you use all of what I just previously explained, the anchored expression is going to be the hardest of it all, and then optionally, the worst of it all is going to be the giggle stage. Yeah, Nat's going to be like, what the hell is the giggle level? Well, I mean, it means what it says. It means what it says.
Oh my god, Natsu, you're so funny.
Yeah,
See what I mean? It's the giggle stage. Now, here's the problem. To laugh like a female, keep in mind, it's like trying to speak
Really high as a female.
But here's the problem, though. It's a spontaneous burst of air. You have to hold your throat in to laugh consistent like that, because that will make or break your throat. Yeah, seriously. Seriously, this will test if you have the vocal strength, or you're going to be that kid on that one YouTube video who did the Dubai was lit and his voice just completely gave out. Yeah, I think he knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, so now here's some exercises that I've listed down that actually help with this. So elevate the back of your tongue, the base of your tongue, to the roof of your mouth. Not the tip, the base. So the back of your tongue, right? The part that you can't reach by scraping all that plaque off your mouth from the inside of your mouth. There you go, that part. The part that's untouched. Anyway.
The untouched part.
Okay, limit the air passage of the throat slightly to close in the side walls for a higher natural voice. So basically, when you have your Adam's apple up, you can limit your air passage to have a higher octave and a natural airflow sound. So there's all these little elements that contribute to simulating the real deal, I could say. Okay, more lips.
Yep.
Okay, move lips as needed to have a slight feminine tone, but not too much. That's the main piece right there. And it looks like he just got disconnected. Okay, so check this out. So tighten your voice and breathe out harder to overlook. Wait, what does it say? To elevate your girl voice. So you have to tighten your throat, and you also want to tighten your abs, core, and stomach to strengthen your voice. Because I actually, when I talk in a female voice, I strengthen my voice a lot. I do that a lot. It helps a lot. Yeah, so basically, whenever
I try to talk in a female, I tend to strengthen my core and just fluctuate my obliques and abs and all that. And that helps me talk in a female voice. And that's basically what I do.
Now, here's the funny thing, too. There are some weird things I've seen people do where they smile and roll their eyes to the back of their head, and those are like their coping mechanisms to talk in a female voice. But in reality, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Those are optional. They think it's necessary, but it's not. Now, those are basically some of the things you want to keep in mind. Tighten your abs, tighten your core, tighten your stomach, and to strengthen your voice. Because the fact you're limiting air passage means you have to use your lung power in your stomach, your abs, to push the air out and project it to make up for the fact you're limiting your air to talk female. That's what I've learned. Okay.
So not to interrupt you, like...
Yes.
Think of, like, how... Another tutorial that you could watch probably is...
YouTube HD? Oh, opera singing. Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Opera uses... They definitely, you need to do that, because that's another way you can also learn how to do the vocalization with your Adam's apple and your throat and all that, and into your sternum and all that stuff.
Yeah, because
that's another
it's
big
interesting.
thing you could try.
Yeah, opera's an interesting practice people would want to look into, because opera has an ability where it requires a lot of core power. That's usually why you see heavier set people sing, because it pushes their bodily weight onto their core, so they can, like, project their voice outward. It's a very odd, like, a dynamic of the whole thing, but it's something you can probably look into to see something interesting. Now, another thing in here, too, adjust Adam's apple accordingly to gain control of manual positioning of your voice. Yes, you need to get manual positions. So when you swallow, like your food or drink the water, your throat is automatically making that motion. Try to control and replicate that motion manually, and then you'll have full control to get a female voice.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to try to do. So basically, let's try to send this around one more time. Okay, so what we try to do, get your Adam's apples controlled manually, and then shove it up as high as you can.
And then try to elevate the base of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and move your lips slightly to make a feminine lisp, but not too much.
I got this all technical, don't I, Natsu?
Oh, yeah.
I got this all technical. It's like, how do you know this? Oh, my God. You know what's funny? I feel like when people see this tutorial, they're going to be like, I don't understand. I see some sexy babe, and then all of a sudden... Yeah, I know, where's your inside man, right? And all of a sudden, like, when you talk like a female indigo, your voice, your face, your body doesn't match this description. I mean, I know, that's expected. It's kind of funny, really.
Yeah, What's what people think about my voice?
Yeah, so tighten your abs, tighten your core, tighten your stomach, strengthen your core. I made a freaking Dr. Seuss rhyme. Tighten your abs, tighten your core, tighten your stomach, strengthen your core. Man, there you go. That's a song. Okay, move lips as needed to find fight. Slight feminine lisp, limit air passage of your throat slightly. You're able to close the side walls a little bit. I'll make a couple visual diagrams possibly in this video, but also keep in mind there are some precautionary measures too. When I mean you cannot pinch your balls and try to cut corners, trust me, I understand this whole area. Okay, allow me to elaborate something. Okay, I know how in the movies of Hollywood where someone gets kicked in the balls, their octave goes a higher octave than that breaks glass. That's not the case. That there's reality versus like fantasy or whatever that may be. But here's the funny part: is that people say they pinch your balls to get a higher octave. Well, let me let you in on something. I do a lot of physical workouts and I use ice baths to recover quicker, and I stay in an ice bath for about 10 minutes, and by that time my unit's temporarily missing and my voice retains. So that's quite evidence to show. That's quite evidence to show that it doesn't affect anything. You're just basically giving yourself a hernia down there. That's all you're doing.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's all you're
no
doing.
No tugging, no pulling, no squeezing, just be
no grabbing your throat. No, you don't grab your throat, pinch your balls, and try to and hope it works. Now,
no tugging, no squeezing, no pinching, no nothing.
And it's funny. I understand how people are talking about. So when people talk in a female voice, I've noticed this when they're like, "Oh my god," like that. No, how about you take? Okay, so when people do that, it's at the top of their throat. Take it to the back of your throat and just, there you go. And it works. So basically, you know how people do that? They talk to people like, my heart is yours! You know, something like that, right? No, something like that, you know what I'm talking about? Like, people like that, you know, like, I am a girl! No! No, something like that. It's very weird. It's like PewDiePie. Oh, Dad, I'm so sorry! Dad, why are you so mean to me? Anyway.
No, sorry.
I know, anyway. Anyway, check this out, guys. So, basically,
take this voice that I'm doing right now and just shove it down. Just shove it down your throats.
Oh, I know it's actually funny. I had
to shove it down. I know
shove it down your throat. Shove it down your throat.
Okay, because here's the reason why. Did I explain to you previously? In order, to get to get your higher voice to a lower voice, you have to deep throat your throat. Did I tell you that?
Yep,
I could have swore I told you to deep throat your throat.
I don't think you didn't tell me that.
Oh, well, somebody else knew how to talk like a female. I told them they had to deep throat their throat to get a lower female voice. And here's the funny thing, too. There's also, keep in mind.
I can't remember. I'm not very bright.
Also, keep in mind, too, is that this is one of the main kickers. Okay, so check this out. When I'm online, and I talk like a female, it's pretty much able to fool anybody. Only smartasses who think they know shit when they do, that's not gonna happen. That don't fly. That does not fly, because you know what? They're just 12-year-olds. The only girl they ever see in their life is their mom, and God forbid I'm gonna try to be their mom to convince them that, you know what I mean?
I am your mom.
Hey, son, go to your room. You're gonna get punished later.
Imagine I got my book in my hand, like,
you've been a very naughty boy.
Oh, man.
The thing that we like to do is improv.
Improv, yeah.
A little bit.
So basically, we say something and we go along with it. That's literally what we do. We do improv a lot. It's always good to have a second person who can make improv like a false conversation on a real conversation with people in a lobby to back it up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you go in solo, your chances of having your... Yeah. Here's the problem, though. There's a couple things I've noticed that make people make... Okay, here's the problem. People have... Their expectations versus reality of gamers are far from the threshold I can possibly imagine. Here's the problem. Expectations are impossible. Reality is quite realistic, obviously, because a realistic girl that goes online, obviously, people's like, you don't even sound like a girl because your voice is too low. Do you have any idea how many women there were? I mean, for example, if someone had a tracheotomy, somehow relevant, but if they're selling chocolates, you couldn't tell if that was a man or a woman. That's basically what they're trying to judge on, because no gamer has a superhuman ability, superhuman hearing ability to go like, oh, because I'm a PhD in identifying I'm a P, yeah, you don't even know. They trust me.
Like, I know.
So basically what I'm trying to say is... What's that?
Nothing, just go ahead.
Okay. So basically what I'm trying to say is... So whatever they may say about like it not sounding realistic and all that, that's because their expectations are far beyond reality. In reality, you do sound convincing to most people that can think logically. Here's the funny part. So basically what I'm saying is, regardless of what people say... you're actually doing it pretty damn good, or they're just
jelly.
that sounds weird.
They're just jelly. Don't worry about them.
Jelly.
Don't worry about any other gamers online. They're super jelly.
You know, this is what
The
happened.
other thing is that like guys have trouble with girls online because also there's a lot of people like you who make girl voices and like you can't trust fucking anybody online anymore. And that's another thing. Like exactly right. Like, you can't trust shit. No offense.
You can't trust anybody.
Add that out if you want to. Yeah. But you can. Like I knew that you were a guy because
I gave my position. I gave up my voice. Like seriously, I literally exposed myself.
Not even that. I could realize that because it has a man behind it. It really does.
Well, here's the thing too.
And you can actually kind of tell that too.
Yeah, but that's the problem though. When you get really convinced, obviously, when I probably did it, what was that? When I started doing that was like 4 weeks ago. Before that, I didn't even build my vocal muscles and perfected them, and now it's just way too convincing for anybody else. But here's the funny thing. There's actually a couple tips you want to keep in mind. Okay, so if I were to make an audiograph, don't go, hey, what's up, you guys? Because if you just like spontaneously blast out your female voice, you can crack your voice from the get-go. And also, don't drop your audio the second you're done talking. Because people go like, how are you? They just like they have that defusing sound. It's like you can hear a guy in the background. Those are the two things that can blow your cover quickly. Because they'll be listening for that immediately. Like,
you want to go from a guy to a girl.
And so basically, how I'm talking right now, it's very effective because I have a smooth transition up, and I got a nice one going down.
See, that's how it works.
So bring it up, and slow it right back down, no problem.
I kind of had a crack there for a second. I should have probably drank water prior to doing this. Not that my throat hurts, but hey.
Yeah, but seriously, so I have been doing this all day since... I've been doing this for the past 4 hours, just to warm myself up.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for the past 4 freaking hours.
You went to lunch, and you didn't do it.
I got some lunch, and then... So. Actually, I was eating my lunch as a female, so... I was actually eating my voice. I was eating my food in a female voice.
That was the funniest thing ever.
I'm going to eat this cheeseburger.
Oh my god. So here's one thing I learned too. So basically some of the tips is that you gotta make a smooth transition up and transition down from one word to the next. You don't want to have your voice crack even from the start before you even speak to the after you speak. You want to diffuse your voice to silence afterwards to make it convincing. Also second, this is why I cannot express enough, emphasizing the word expression. You want to learn how to fluctuate your voice, because like YouTube HD and all these other dudes kind of kicked off this whole girl voice trend. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that, but you know, people started to learn and evolve off of that and learn how to express. Instead of
everything being so monotone, seriously, this is what the majority of the women on here sound like. It's just not very convincing at all. I am a generic Siri. I'm going to take over the world. The rise of the Terminator is nigh.
Don't you understand? My logic is undeniable.
That's all I'm hearing. That's all I hear.
Like, guess what? I'm not even a freaking generic Siri anymore.
Oh my god.
I am not even a generic Siri.
Anymore.
I will take over the world because I'm a more evolved Terminator.
You know, it's funny too. I also, I'm pretty sure Natsu's witnessed some of my trolling before. I just be like,
I like my coffee, how I like my men.
It's like, I'd just be saying like, it was like, people would be like, ooh, and I just respond with,
I don't drink coffee.
I drink whiskey and some ale and a couple of other things today. I was like, what the hell? You turned into Conor McGregor. Anyway, man, I do stuff like that all the time.
Oh god.
Yeah, so basically, anchor point, fluctuate your throat with the anchor point for expression, and on top of that, learn how to giggle, which is basically tighten your throat harder than ever. That's literally the most difficult step. Also, summarized, transition your voice up and transition it down smoothly. Do not blast it open, and don't exceed an octave you're not comfortable with, because you'll just crack your voice. That's pretty much how that will go, and then, your cover's blue. Here's the funny part. For the majority, because basically in this day and age, you gotta be supernaturally convincing at talking like a chick, which I actually have been able to figure out. I mean, not to witnessed it, but...
Yep. Couple times.
Oh, yeah, but people are hella suspicious on here. They're afraid of getting catfished.
Oh, yeah.
But that ain't gonna stop me.
Catfish great time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had one of my friends who's a girl.
Yeah.
And, she has, like a really, really squeaky voice, but she's, like, 20-something. And everybody keeps on, like, thinking, like, she's, like, 12, but
12.
Clearly, she's not 12 because I've seen her before, and
Yeah.
I know who she is. And most people like with deep voices like mine. Most people think I'm like a
exactly.
smoker, but I'm only 19.
You're only 19, and
So, yeah, and I don't know where I'm going to. What do you mean and? Is there an and to this?
yes, there's an and in this. You're 19,
that?
you're single.
And you're ready to mingle. Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Yes! You got to mingle!
Yes.
Okay, as you're saying.
I would be ready to mingle, but
As you're saying, bro.
Oh God, Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an and in
shit,
this. There's
I-
always an and.
Yeah, but always an and.
Yeah, but seriously, so covering this material, it was actually funny, Natsu. I actually, literally, actually wrote down, a 5-step program in my freaking journal here, how to talk like a chick. Dude, imagine how funny this would be back in the day when my parents saw this. I'd just be like, Mom, Dad, I have something to confess. He's like, yeah, what's that?
I'm not a guy anymore. I'm a chick.
Oh my God. Or even better. Imagine even better.
Call
Imagine.
on the phone and it's like, I'm not a guy anymore.
Yeah, imagine how funny this would be. Imagine how funny this would be. I talked to my girlfriend. I cheated on her. She's like, who
I'm
the
a
fuck?
tranny now.
No, she's like, who'd you cheat on me with? Like,
I'm so sorry. It was myself.
and this happens too. This happens at my school. And this happens at my school. People just be like, my female friends at school be like, I'm a lesbian. I'm like, oh, me too. Like, you're gay? I'm like, no, I'm a lesbian. So you're gay? I'm like,
No, bitch. I'm a freaking lesbian. What do you want from me?
I mean, what do you think about that, Nazi? Do you think that's how that goes? If a guy's a lesbian, he likes women, right? I mean,
If the guy's a lesbian, has a girl voice, does he become a lesbian? I don't know.
I don't know how that works. I have no idea how that works.
I could see how that could work. I mean, you're like a tranny. How about that? You're a tranny.
Well, that's the funny
Like,
part. I'm not a
you're a tranny
transgender.
lesbian.
I'm not a girl. I'm not a dude.
I'm not a robot. I'm not a transformer. I'm not even kind of McGregor, goddammit. Well, I could be a friend of Nikolai if you wanted to, right? I mean, I do this all day. I'm not even a British or lad drinking tea on a Sunday morning. God damn it. Oh, by the way, that is what I just did. You're gonna see that audio sample in this video. I just love that. Let me do that again. It's like,
Oh boy.
I'm not a girl.
I'm not a dude. I'm not a robot. I'm not a transformer. I'm not even Conor McGregor. I'm not even your little buddy Nikolai from Mother Russia. Just stuff like that. Be like, what the hell did I just hear?
Oh my God, so many voices I don't know what to keep up with.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing many other of these voice tutorials later in my future. I'll tell you that much right now, guys. That's definitely gonna be in my
Minions?
foreseeable future. Minions? Oh, no, I don't know. But
Oh my God.
no, in the foreseeable
thought you
future,
said
I will be doing
I thought you
more.
said Minions. I'm
No,
like,
I
oh
ain't.
my
Well, I
God,
can do a minion
I gotta see
tutorial.
this for sure.
I can do a minion.
Please do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Before we end the
Yes.
video is get like if you have like a sister or a girlfriend or another girl of some sort, like ask them stuff. Don't ask them stuff, but like try to like not mimic, but like kind of mimic, but not at the same time. If you know what I'm getting at, like
Oh, you want to use an actual female's reference? You can always do that for YouTube.
yeah, like a reference, yeah, like I guess I would do. Just have like try to talk like they're talking, but do the techniques he told you to do. While trying
Exactly.
to mimic their voice. But
Anyway.
use your own voice. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, in conclusion of this video, this was our girl voice tutorial / podcasting we had going on. But anyways, guys, my name's Indigo Walkside. And like, favorite, comment,
My
and
name's
subscribe if you enjoyed.
MC, and come hit me up on Xbox if you want to.
Yes.
I'm always hyper and jumpy, and I'm always playing games, and I have no life and everything else. If you
Definitely
if you
share.
wanna learn how to do Patrick the Star? No, Patrick,
Come to me.
No, Patrick Star. Just come to me. Come to me. I'm the guy for that.
Come to me. Okay. Don't come to him. Come to me.
Let's
Come
find
to me
this out.
first.
No, don't. He doesn't know how to do it right. I do it better than him.
Well, we're about to find out.
Okay, let's do it right now, bro. Come on, go.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise
Oh,
is
no.
not an instrument.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Okay, leave down in the comments who did a better Patrick impression. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later.